Let's now discuss yin deficiency as we continue with diagnosis according to 8 principles. Yin, like blood, is nourishing and moistening and anchors Shen. This means that there is a similarity in some of the manifestations of yin deficiency and blood deficiency. Dryness, for example, is a manifestation of both yin deficiency and blood deficiency. Where there is yin deficiency, the dryness will be apparent in the mucous membranes of the orifices, especially in the vagina, lips, mouth, nose, and throat. The dryness often manifests as a slight thirst, but the thirst will not be as intense as it is when there is excess heat. There will be a need to sip a glass of water, especially during the evening and at night, rather than drink a large glass in one go. Yin controls yang. If there is yin deficiency, the uncontrolled ascendant yang can cause night sweats and the person to feel hot at night. If the shen is not anchored by yin, there can be insomnia. When yang heat is not controlled by yin, it will ascend to the head and visibly manifest as red cheekbones. Dizziness can arise because there is not enough yin to nourish the brain, and because if there is too little yin, it can fail to anchor yang, which then ascends in an uncontrolled way up to the head, causing dizziness. The lack of moisture in the body that is characteristic of yin deficiency can also mean that the stools are very dry and there is constipation. Because yin is substantial, a person who is yin deficient will typically have a thin, slender body. The tongue will also be thin. There can be a lack of coating on the tongue as well as cracks in the surface of the tongue. If yin deficiency has resulted in empty or deficient heat, the tongue will also be red due to heat. The pulse will be fine or empty. If there is empty heat, the pulse will be rapid. The person's movement can be restless and fidgety, especially if there is deficient or empty heat. This is because the rootless heat and yang will agitate qi in the muscles. As was the case with qi deficiency, yin deficiency can be a generalized condition and it can be more specifically related to certain organs. The organs typically are yin deficient are the kidneys, liver, lung, heart, and stomach. Again, it will be possible to observe signs that indicate that there is a disturbance of their functioning. Yin deficiency has its etiology in prolonged illness, stress, overexertion, working at night, coffee, narcotics, some forms of medicine such as steroid, a diet that is heating or simulating, congenital weakness, and old age can all weaken yin. Prolonged fire imbalances and chronic blood deficiency will also injure yin. The symptoms and signs of yin deficiency are the following: insomnia, dry mucous membranes, dry skin, dry mouth and throat, constipation or dry stools, night sweats, feeling warm in the evening and at night, malar flush, thin body, restless movements, dizziness. The tongue can be thin, dry, and lacking coating, possibly with cracks in the surface. If there is deficient heat, the tongue will be red. There is a fine or empty pulse, and if there is deficient heat, the pulse can be rapid. The key symptoms here are dry mucous membranes, insomnia, malar flash, fine or empty pulse. For the treatment principle, we nourish yin. In our acupuncture treatment, we can choose from kidney 3, kidney 6, REN 4, UB23, UB52, spleen 6, and lung 7. And we use the tonifying needle technique and no moxa. UB23 UB52, Ren 4, Kidney 3, and Spleen 6 nourish kidney yin. Lung 7 and Kidney 6 in combination open Ren Mai and the Yin Xu Mai and thereby nourish kidney yin. So it is crucial that a person who is yin deficient gets enough rest and relaxation. This means that they must get ample sleep and go to bed early at night. They must not work too hard or spend too much time in front of the computer, using a smartphone or watching television, as this stimulate the mind and thereby consuming yin. A person who is yin deficient should also avoid stimulants such as coffee, which will stress their system. Alcohol is not good for them because it is both spreading and heating in its dynamic. They should generally try to avoid food and beverages that are stimulating and heating, especially hot spices such as chili and garlic. The way that is prepared will affect its temperature. Raw food is the coldest, then steamed, boiled, sauteed, fried, baked, grilled, roasted, and deep fried, which is the most warming. If there is yin deficient heat, the person should avoid more heating cooking methods. Baked food can also be drying, which is not good for yin deficiency. Soups and stews will be the best preparation method as these are not drying. Concentrated proteins, green leaf vegetables, cereals, and root vegetables will help replenish yin. Foodstuffs that are rich in oil and minerals, for example, nuts and seeds, will also nourish yin. Sweating is to be avoided because it will make the person lose body fluids. This means that they should not use saunas, Turkish baths, or practice hot yoga. Ordinary yoga, qigong, and tai chi are, on the other hand, beneficial forms of activity that nourish yin while circulating qi. Dynamic activities such as aerobic or action sports will not be good and should be discouraged because they will further strain a person's yin. Shiatsu, massage, and meditation are also good because they bolster peace and tranquility in the body and thereby replenish yin. Men should avoid having too much sex, including masturbation, because there they lose qing and thereby kidney yin when they ejaculate. Thank you for your attention.